And that's what's important. Like, this is your mindset problem.
For my ropes,
we'll get to that in a second. I want to talk about your mindset problem now. This is really, really key. You're so obsessed with for some random reason, let's call it the 2007 disease, okay? For whatever reason, and this is something I've seen over and over in you again, is like you think like, I gotta warm people up. I need to make them fans. I need to make them get into my Facebook group. And then, remember in the beginning, you wanted to create a YouTube channel and all these things. You continuously talked about, I want my leads to be warmer, right? This is a mindset problem. You need to do one thing and one thing only. You need to generate money. That's your number one priority. Later, once you're making money and it's going well, you can say, hey, let me make it easier and create warm leads, right? Imagine it like this. Right now, you're underwater, right? You're doing well. You're making 14K. That's great. It's amazing, right? But with money making, you have to imagine it like it's your oxygen. You're underwater. You cannot breathe without money, right? If you go ahead and you say, oh, I want all my leads to be warm, it's like the guy who's about to suffocate underwater trying to fix his hair to look cool, Yeah. When you're underwater, you don't care about your hair. You want to breathe. So you need to make the fastest way to make money. And then you say, oh, but it's hard for me to close because they don't know me, because they're not warmed up. That's just an excuse. You need to work on your sales skills. If you cannot convert someone cold from closing them manually, you won't be able to convert them warm either. In fact, you'll be attracting a bunch of warm lead whack fanboys that are broke, that love all your stuff, that would do anything, but they don't execute, and most importantly, they won't buy. Understand? And that's exactly the same thing. Like, I asked you yesterday, hey, have you posted this? Remember how I asked you, like, have you reposted the thing where you were on TV, right? Because it helps you convert better. And you said, oh no, I haven't done that yet. Because what the problem is, you're keeping yourself busy with busy work.
What's that?
You're keeping yourself busy with busy work. You're underwater, and instead of paddling up to breathe, you're keeping yourself busy with, fixing your hair here like this. You're telling yourself, hey, I'm working, I'm hustling on my business. It's great, right? But at the same time, you're not doing the things that are actually necessary. The things that are actually necessary maybe are uncomfortable for you, right? I know that because I have a lot of tasks that are uncomfortable for me every day, but these are the more necessary tasks. And it is easy for us to say, I'll do that uncomfortable thing later because I got to do the other things. Got to keep me busy, right? Got to create a brand and stuff like that, and I got to make these leads warm now by getting it into my Facebook group. No, you got to do the important things first, which means you got to sell. Do you understand that? And this is too, like, this doesn't necessarily this is not necessarily about you per se, but this is, I'm just checking if it's like mine or yours. But this is really important. I see that in sometimes too. Some clients buy a program, right? Or they join, and then they're just there, right? Have you been on the last live call that we did on Monday, 2 days ago?
No.
There I called some guys out because I'm like, you're joining the live calls, right? And you're patting yourself on the shoulder. I'm on all the live calls. I'm not missing anything. But what they're doing on the live calls is they're just derping, right? They're just on the live call so they can put the little check mark. I've done my part this day. I'm on the live call. But that's not executing. The live calls are there, right? Where you get personally in touch with me are there so you can report to me what you've been executing, and you can ask me what your problem is and how to fix that, Some people just join the live calls like, oh, today's my live call, so I'm gonna go talk to Max now. But I'm like, don't just talk to me. Tell me what you did and tell me what the problem is so you can execute. The point is not to talk to me. The point is to get results. Here's the thing, what you gotta understand is you're creating a business, which is almost like, I don't have children, but I reckon it's like getting children. It's like you have responsibility all of a sudden, okay? When you have a job, how much responsibility really do you have? You show up at your job, like imagine you have a regular random 9-to-5 job. You show up at your job and you get paid. Like if you're spending a little longer in the bathroom than usual just to kill time, if you go leaving a little earlier, if you're talking to your coworkers, you're gonna get paid nonetheless at the end of the month. So your responsibility level is not so high, right? And then people get into business. They want to create their own business. And all of a sudden they don't understand the connection that they have responsibility, all right? At the end of the month, the income that you have is a direct correlation with what you create. So you have to start understanding that every action that you're taking either brings you closer to your goal. Your goal is to make $1 million. You told me that, which is not a bad goal. I had that too. I said I want to have $1 million before I'm 30. I made it with 26. Trust me, it's not over after that. You will want to make more because you realize $1 million is not a lot of money, because you want to help more people, and because the systems that you've built in order to get there, they're still running, so you accidentally keep making more money and you're like, this is great, let's keep doing that, right? But your goal is to get $1 million. Now, everything you do gets you either closer to that goal or further away. There is no half in between. Do you understand that? So when you wake up and you say, oh, I'll do other that keeps me busy, it's not going to bring you closer to your goal. When you have that slack off, where you just say for 2 weeks you just play, what was it, chess? It was chess or something, right?
It was fucking chess.
Yeah, like I played chess all night. Like, bruh, you can play chess when you have $1 million. You play as much chess as you want. You can play chess when you have an automated business that runs, right? For example, tomorrow I'll take you karting, right? I'll take you and Patrick karting. I can do that. I can go karting because my system is working for me. And in fact, while the karting costs money, I'll come back, I'll have more money on my bank account than before while I went karting. But until then, you have to understand that this is your responsibility, right? And there's so many people, not necessarily but there's so many people out there that have these toy businesses. They're like, I am the CEO of my schmuck business. I'm creating a big brand. They're not doing, okay? They're not doing anything. You gotta take over responsibilities, and only results count. That's kind of what I said earlier in terms of a success barrier. The enemy of really good is good enough, right? So for him, he's doing kind of well with this kind of like hybrid version of kind of doing it a little bit. And when I meet him in person, I'm going to call him out on all the BS things he's got to do, and I'm going to bring him back on track, and he's going to make even more, right? That's exactly what I said with you earlier. You're making your 5 figures a month. That's great. But in order to make more, you have to let go of the things that are holding you back, which is why I amplified the basics here. Business is not this illuminous, great psychology. Business is the simplest basics ever. Have you ever watched Karate Kid?
Yeah,
how in the karate, like every Karate Kid is always like the master, the sensei would make him do, the master Miyagi would always make him like mop the floor. And he's like, why do I need to mop the floor? Why do I do the manual legion? Trust me, mop the floor. It's like, until you're so good at the basic of basics, then we can scale. You don't need to have some elaborate katas and stuff like that. Do the basics. Business is nothing more than basics, but doing them really well. And that is why so many people, they start all these whack online product businesses or drop shipping businesses, because they think it's about having a great business idea and being all fancy with some chatbots and whatnot. No, the people who create long-lasting businesses that are also stable enough to adapt to new trends like social media, etc., those are the businesses that really, really nailed the basics, which is understand your target audience, position yourself properly, and know how to goddamn sell, right? Because what I said, the next step for you is to have people come to you and create an automated funnel, right? Slowly but steadily, but we only do that once you know how to sell. Imagine in the beginning you always said, but when can I create ads? I want to do Facebook ads. If you had done ads, if I had just let you do your thing, right? Feel good, do your ads, you're good. Then all you would do is you would get a bunch of people on a call, but you wouldn't be able to sell them because your sales skills are not there.
Yeah, maybe I sell some, but...
But no, you could do way more, you know? Do the basics, right? And learning sales is not difficult. You can learn that within a week, the basics of it, and then you just practice it a couple times to get consistent, and that is it. just like we're letting you practice this now, then you get consistent, and then we're going to give you the advanced stuff, and you say upon that solid, rock solid foundation, we're going to build up all the other epic stuff, so you can remove yourself more and more from the process of being in the business and work more and more on working on the business, right? And you're able to travel around a lot already, right? You come in here, it's like whatever, is it Thursday or Friday? I can't remember. Thursday. So you can be here on a Thursday while others are stuck in an office, right? You can do this already, but we want you to do this full on, you know? We want you to be able to do whatever you want, whenever you want, and have $1 million.